So this Logan Paul addresses crypto scam allegations.
You look like a piece to the people that are like, yo, this guy's sitting on millions of dollars, always trying to get attention, and now he doesn't give a fuck about us, so he's not going to speak out about it until this other dude's going to speak out, and now this is going to talk now.
Great question.
Speaking out now.
The answer is heartbreaking, George. I'll get emotional even speaking about it just now, right now, but this is what broke me.
Heartbreaking. What the intel that earlier then
I'll
to
say
the
something.
community?
Welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing. This episode is long overdue. We are recording it January 2nd, 2023. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy almost birthday, George. You turn 30 tomorrow.
Yeah, last day of my 20s.
Nice. Welcome to 30s Club, buddy. It doesn't get any easier.
Jesus Christ.
Great guy, by the way.
Great guy.
Great guy.
He spoke to me, and we're going to get into that. Lot to cover this episode of Impaulsive. If you are tuning in just now and you missed the tail end of December, a lot had happened. I believe the last Boys Only episode we were on, I said some pretty harsh things to George about his beliefs and religion overall
let's skip to that.
people were unhappy about, and the debacle that became Crypto Zoo, and then what we're doing to move forward. If you have not seen the video that I also released in tandem today with this episode, it's essentially a statement that I made about the scam allegations and the scam accusations, because that's some pretty serious shit. I take that very seriously. So if you have not watched that video, I ask you to do that first. But it is a little difficult to dive into it because we know you guys watch Impaulsive for fun, laughs, giggles, maybe like the guests we have on our show. And today we're going to be talking about some pretty serious stuff. So if you're not tuned into it, maybe this isn't the episode for you, but it's time this stuff is addressed, and today's the episode for that.
I think by mid episode we'll get into some other stuff, but obviously like this has to be handled, and it's been a rocky end of 2022 and a rocky start for the beginning of 2023. I'm sure tremendously for you, but also for anybody on this team. I'm going to try to take the reins of the opposing viewpoint today, as I generally do on the show. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions that may be, I don't know, easy, hard to answer, whatever. Obviously, you asked Coffee to be on. It was something that he didn't want to do.
Can I give context to this? So, first off, I don't know what you're going to ask. I haven't seen these questions.
Sure. I know.
Did you send them to him? You sent them to him. And then I'm sure probably maybe you have some. Anyways, let me give some context to this situation. Crypto Zoo is a blockchain project that I created about a year and a half ago. And the question everyone's going to be asking is why now? Why talk about this series or this project right now? So again, this YouTuber named coffeezilla released a 3-part series. He spent a year making it, and I'll be honest,
you went silent for a year.
He is entertaining, and he's a very good storyteller. I mean, essentially, if you're making content on YouTube, I assume it's to get views and to get people watching your stuff. I get what he's doing. If you put my name in the title and you label it Logan Paul Scam, you're going to get more views. The problem with it is that is not true. And I've made tweets here and there stating my case, but I'm going to give some context with the back and forth that I've had with coffeezilla. So here are some receipts. Again, just for context, his name's Steven. The first time he reached out to me was on Christmas Eve after he released his series. He sent a misleading email as highlighted in my statement. He invited me on his show to come talk about Crypto Zoo. I chose not to do that because it is now clear to me that he's milking this. Again, why would he not? This is big for him. He caught a lot of traction. He gained like 500,000 subscribers, and I'm sure he got a decent amount of money pumping his Patreon. But I am not interested in feeding into that anymore. So we'll be answering the questions that hopefully he was going to ask me and that you're going to ask me today on this podcast. I invited him on Impaulsive multiple times, and he has not responded. My email to him on December 27th was, hey, Steven, saw your tweet. Since this entire narrative has unfolded on your platform, I can't imagine you'd mind having this discussion with me on mine. Of course, we wouldn't
What
monetize.
about
This
live
episode of
stream?
Impulsive is scheduled for January 2nd in LA.
In this
We can
podcast,
consider
he
a
did that
neutral
land.
location if you respond to this email by the weekend. Best logs. He did not respond to me, so I tweeted that saying I hadn't heard back, so I'd be releasing a statement. And then he sent me an email after I called him out and a text, which I thought was weird, like a cold text. Hey, Logan, recently got your number. This is Coffeezilla. I'm forwarding the same message I sent to your email here as well. Hey, Logan, I saw your tweet saying I haven't responded, but that isn't accurate. I asked you for a comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. I invited you on my platform. You refused. You invited me on Impaulsive. I refused. We're unfortunately at an impasse, so let me try to get us unstuck here because I think people deserve to hear from both of us. I'd like to offer you a co-live streamed interview about
Live
crypto
stream,
to
there you
respond
go.
on tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST, so no one has to travel on the holidays. So there's no editing and just
Yeah.
us talking one-on-one. This is the most fair and neutral way to do this. I will send you a video link if you agree.
Okay,
Here
he's
was my
forwarding.
response. I sent him an email after I posted my statement.
So what's the response
Hey,
of
Steven,
this?
just wanted to put my response to your scam allegations on your radar, linked below. Even though you broke laws, hardly substantiated your evidence, fabricated dangerously misleading falsehoods, and wrongfully accused me of scamming my fans, I'd still love to host you on Impaulsive, again, unmonetized. It can even be one-on-one. Sorry, boys.
She wants to edit the
I'm
buzzer.
interested in talking about your workflow, creative process, and of course, CryptoZoo. I did get your email 2 days ago after I called out your failure to respond on Twitter regarding the live stream invitation, and you said, I asked you for comment multiple times over the course of a year. You refused. Any proof of that, or is this another lie? I searched my emails
think
and
he
didn't see
did
any outreach
provide
from
the
you
proof
until
of that.
Christmas Eve 2022. You scrubbed the blockchain for a living and somehow managed to text my personal phone number yesterday. I can't imagine you didn't know / have my professional email. I do agree people deserve to hear from both of us, but truthfully, now that your motives are clear, I don't feel like feeding into your hunger for clout on your platforms. You've profited off of
Okay.
and gained plenty from me. I've said everything I've needed to say.
he just
The
want
rest will be
to
handled
talk
legally and
lab
on
then.
Impulsive with or without you while we continue to build CryptoZoo. The holidays are over, so I look forward to hearing back in a timely fashion this time. My January schedule is packed. Best logs.
Why did you sign off as logs, by the way?
It's
There was a lot of shit for that.
I saw that.
Maybe-
I think it's easy to pick apart anything I do.
And people are, for sure.
For
It's
sure.
been happening the
I mean,
entire time.
that's my sign off. I've been signing off like that since high school. My
Logs.
nickname, everyone
Floating
calls me
pieces of
Logs,
wood.
Logs. My name is Logan.
Yeah.
My nickname
Yeah,
is
it makes
Log.
sense.
It's like a
Listen, I
friendly-
said I'm going to play the other side. The other side's asking why logs.
Okay.
Can we, besides all the correspondence, that's a lot of correspondence.
That's where we left off, and I do
Okay.
think it's important because, and if you watch my video, hopefully you're seeing this. The guy is good. He is a very good storyteller, and he is very, very manipulative.
So it didn't
Very
interesting.
manipulative, and he's good. He's built an entire career off it.
Just
Sometimes
wants
he's
to
more
attack
impartial than
coffeezilla
not. I
then.
think he probably has an inherent bias against me, which is reflective in his work and in his piece, which unfortunately has repercussions. If you are perpetuating falsehood and it's affecting someone's business and reputation,
Well, take down
and it's
this
affecting
point
the wrong
then.
person's business and reputation, that person may take action.
So let's right off the bat, as early as possible here, talk about the two definitions and the two things that are at play. One of them being a scam, the other one being defamation, which can be libel or slander. So if someone scams a person or an organization, they deceive them in order to get something valuable for them, especially money. That is the definition of scam. So my first question, and this question was answered in his series,
But
was
that
a
them got like 6 million or
5-second
something.
blip that was a part of a probably hour-long of documentary, filmmaking, was how much money did you make off the sale of the coin, or off CryptoZoo as a project? How much money did you make?
Yeah, this seems to be the biggest misconception, and it is disappointing that part was glossed over so quickly. Made no money off CryptoZoo.
No money, huh?
Never sold the token. Jeff never sold the token. Only lost money trying to make things right, along with everyone else in the project.
Well, why didn't you just say that to the community then?
No money was made. No tokens were sold. And Coffeezilla even said that in his series. So to answer your question, yeah. No money was made by Jeff or I.
And just back to the flip side really quick. To me, once I heard that seemed just like a kill shot to this entire thing.
Now I'll play the other side.
Sure, and I know what you're going to say. There's a ton more. It's very complex. There's a lot of
No.
devs and all-
I empathize. I totally,
Why is he hiding
totally
criminals
see why
there?
people are frustrated. I'm
Yeah.
fucking frustrated.
Background
I've been
checking.
frustrated for over a year. So I'll let you keep going. And again, while we made no money on the project, which I think kills the scam narrative immediately,
Yeah, surely.
there is more explaining to do.
What was your intent with CryptoZoo as a project?
I really thought it was going to be the next big thing. It was my first foray into creating a project on the blockchain. My intent was to make the next Pokemon,
make money.
essentially, on the blockchain. It was purely good. I put
I'm not sure about
7
that.
months of my time, energy, effort, all of it into this project. And when shit hit the fan, it was devastating. It was heartbreaking. I never acted with malintention. I mean, again, like what
Why didn't you just say it will
was the
work
intent to
then?
make money? I mean, I guess maybe eventually, like if you're
Maybe,
running a
yeah.
business,
Okay.
I assume any intent is to make
Just
money
say
off of it.
the-
But like, did we ever capitalize financially off of this? Absolutely fucking not.
For people that aren't aware, can you describe the dynamic between the token and the game?
Okay. So the idea was this. Yeah, maybe I should give some context to what the game is. So you buy these eggs on the blockchain, and you can hatch them into what are called base animals. I think there were like 14 or 15 of them, and then you can breed your base animals with each other to create fun-looking viral hybrid offspring that have a rarity scale. If you hatch a rare animal and you breed it with another rare animal, and it yields a rare hybrid animal, that animal then yields and collects a token the longer you hold it. Then when you release it into the wild, you accrue your yield. Does that make sense? That was the concept.
Got it.
And it was based off the idea that people could create these fun animals that didn't
That's
exist.
most of
This
them
was another
yield,
part
though.
of CryptoZoo that got ripped apart. People seem to really discount the art, which I felt
The
truthfully
art?
wasn't fair.
I was kind of in the middle on that one. It was
Do
very
you know how
okay.
do you
It was
know how
very
hard
basic.
it is?
Yes, I
Do you
know.
know how hard it is
and let me
to merge animals that do exist into an animal that
Philip
doesn't
Ham.
exist and make it look like a real animal?
I'm gonna
like
ask
like
you-
I'll just
Yeah,
say
I
it
agree
right
with
now,
that.
bro. If you take an animal from CryptoZoo and like a fucking picture of a monkey wearing a hat and go ask like someone on the street, like, hey, which of these is more captivating to you? Something tells me the animal that doesn't
Okay.
exist that looks like a real hybrid animal is probably gonna win.
Even if someone out there is skeptical or hesitant to call it some sort of insane artistic expression, they at least probably have to agree that it falls within industry, like in the area of industry standards for NFTs at the time. I mean, look at some of the other projects. I mean, shout out Gary, but like, dude, like Gary's.
How dare you?
I'm
Do
just
not
saying, bro,
Fucking insult V friends.
or Doodles or whatever. I mean, whatever project you want to bring up.
That's
right
why
now,
I
whether
found,
it's whether
that's
it's
why I
apes
found
or whatever.
This, that's
It
why
was
I found this argument a little. I felt wasn't quite fair. I'll listen to them, but like, man, if you were to interview and ask my artists what they thought of people just ripping their work to shreds, and by the way, some of them do this. Some of them are like post actively on Reddit hybrid animals, and the hybrid animals thread on Reddit is hilarious and has a bunch of likes and people commenting on it. But the moment that I say it's something that I'm doing, it doesn't work in that context.
I think it was shined in a bad light. I think if it didn't have the negative outline on it, people wouldn't.
No.
be looking
No,
at
it
it.
started,
That was the first
For
critique
sure,
that
for
happened.
sure.
I actually have I want to ask you something. Again, I'm just throwing out other people's point of views. I'm not trying to stick a.
No, you should.
A bad art is a bad art.
When I'm looking at this from my point of view, bro, I think you guys are kind of like, you're seeing it from your guys' point of view, which is obvious because it's your point of view, and you are not a scammer. You don't hurt people. You don't do these type of
Yeah,
things. So
surely.
it's gonna affect your heart because you didn't do that.
Power
And
of
for
the
the world
oppressed
to look
person.
at you in that type of way, it's very drowning. It feels like you can't breathe because people are already painting you out to be something you're not. But put a pin in that. Over here are people that root for you, that look at you like somebody they want to be like, they want to achieve like. And so when they invested in your project, and they're remember, they don't have our lifestyle, so they're working paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck. So when they go, fuck yeah,
And
Logan's
money.
involved in this, I know it's gonna win because I've watched this guy win, and I want to be like this fucking guy. So I'm gonna invest my hard-earned money. From their point of view, I get your guys' point of view because you're dealing with a legal team, you're dealing with all the people that did you wrong. But from their stance, they go, how dare you go and open up 2 other projects when I just wasted my hard-earned money on something
Yeah.
that I believed you would do. So this is a point of view that they don't care what you feel like and what coffeezilla feels like. They want to demand answers for their own money.
100%.
So what do you say to the people that watched you make the
Didn't invest it
project
at
with
all.
the pictures and all the other projects? How does it feel for you in your seat where your team's saying, hey, shut up, don't bring this up. We're going to bring this back in the future and all the answers will be explained. How does it feel knowing that you couldn't speak up in time and now you look like this villain? And no disrespect, you look like a piece of shit to the people that are like, yo, fuck this guy sitting on millions of dollars, always trying to get attention. And now he doesn't give a fuck about us. So he's not going to speak out about it until this other fucking dude's going to speak out. And now this cocksucker is going to talk now.
Great question.
Very good question.
The answer is fucking heartbreaking, George. I'll get emotional even speaking about it just now, right now, but this is what broke me.
Emotional.
Relied on me to create a project, and when shit wasn't working out and I found out the extent of just how bad things were behind the scenes, I had to rely on my team. I crumbled internally, and the advice was, while actual legal process was going on because of criminal investigation taking place that coffeezilla highlighted in his series, I had to stay silent. And for a fucking year, I'm hounding Jeff. Hounding Jeff. How do we make
Not
this
speaking
right?
anything.
What's the status of the game?
But they
Where
don't
are
see
we
that.
at?
They don't see that. That's crazy.
The engineer stole the code.
I'm
Who was
blaming other
hired by
people.
a trusted, not just a guy that I had trusted, a guy that billionaires had trusted, a guy that
Okay.
fooled the Mormon Church and the New York Yankees. And now in
Then
hindsight,
why he's
I see
trusting him then? What?
1 + 1 = fucking 2. I get
Did
that.
even check the
And the
background?
advisor, again, that I trusted, was selling against my buyers, people that actually wanted to play this game. It was like a mountain. It was like a mountain that collapsed one after the other after the other. This massive forest fire would come up. I thought we put it out, and then something else would happen, and something else would happen, and then my legal team goes, yo, there is criminal investigation going on. It is best to stay silent at this moment.
I mean, you could
So
have
I
just
have
tell
another
him, tell
question.
them.
I understand your point of view because I'm your friend. I actually was with you when you found out, and I saw how like your face turned white and you slid up against the fridge when you found out. I was there, so that's why I could boldly, with my chest out, be like, bro, I watched when this guy found the news. But fuck
Hey, best
coffeezilla,
person.
fuck you. No joke.
Doesn't
What do we do for the
bother.
people that were fucked?
I and my team, Jeff, and I'd like you to sit in, Jeff, are working. We are at work and have been
Working.
working to make this game. And that's part of the solution. Deliver the fucking project, right? And that's never stopped. There have been massive road bumps and massive obstacles along the way. But that was always the prerogative. coffeezilla making a series or not, the game is being made. He just assumed we gave up on it, which is not true. However, the answer is yes, George. I'm not a fucking scammer. I have the best intentions, and I will make this right for the people who believed in me. You know how adamant I was about fixing all of this and making this right.
Sure.
And for a year, I was told I couldn't say anything. And then coffeezilla series came out, and I fucking called you guys, and I said, I'm making a statement. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I
You can't say
spent
anything.
Days writing this thing.
How about now?
Days writing this thing, figuring out how I could poke the obvious holes in CoffeeZilla's defamation and arguments and manipulation of this story, because at the end of the day, he told a story. Some of it's true, some of it's not. I don't know what to believe from his stuff, and I don't know what not to believe. I found out stuff. I found out things watching his series. Like, dude, I was at the airport when I watched the part where he said Jake's had stolen.
Of course. I was like, what?
$6 million. I don't know if that's true or not, but I knew
We
he
don't
was
know.
a bad actor, hence
He
why we
didn't even
kicked him off
ask.
the fucking team immediately when we found out he was only in it for the
His
money.
prerogatives, yeah. Things fucking fell apart from Zach to trying to find new devs, realizing that our first lead dev couldn't perform, and then realizing that now there's an investigation going on.
But it's also you have to understand that it's not simple. I mean, he's trying to bridge the gap here between protecting his client, protecting a project that he's been a part of, you know, getting out whatever information is possible. I've said this a million times. The internet loves to oversimplify very fucking complex issues.
Yeah, didn't even explain the complex issue then
which were
to the community.
issues with people, the blockchain technology, and this is something that's brand new, and what Logan ideated in his head of a really cool idea is actually somewhat complex.
Which is, by the way,
sure.
hard for me to swallow.
Okay, and
I have a
and hard-
vision
and
and an
hard-
idea of these things, and then I say, Jeff, here's what I want to make. Here's what I want to do. And then people are put in place to attempt to make that happen. And when it was found out that either A, they had ill intent, or B, were incapable of doing it, and then shit really hit the fan, what do I do? What do I do?
I actually have an answer for that. When you're on the top rope at WWE and you're going like this after a crazy show and the audience is going crazy, when you're bringing Prime into the table and people are drinking it, being like, how the fuck is this product this good? When you're doing these absolute, like, we're watching a superhero kill these side quests day after day.
What
after
is
day
going
after day,
on?
none of these quests would be completed without your team. And when you win, we celebrate together. What I need this team to start doing is when you guys take a dip, you got to stop pointing the fingers at each other.
When all this broke, when we were in Qatar, I'll kind of remember this. We were in the spa one day, and I saw the pain in your, and this, like I said, this is not going to turn into a fucking victim thing. I just want to point this out. I saw this pain in your face, bro, and this like emptiness in your fucking eyes when all this was breaking. And I remember thinking to myself, having been through a couple things, very minor in comparison to the ones you've gone through and are going through now, where I was railroaded by the internet on something that just simply wasn't true. I've been through a chunk of shit in my life, but I honestly don't know if I recall feeling like that. The feeling of not being able to say, yo, this is not what happened. You guys have it wrong. Even though you and everyone around you knows that you're being fucked and being railroaded by an incomplete or unsubstantiated story is one of the most painful fucking things in the entire world. It's terrible.
Where Coffee
Password
fucked
from
up
them.
is by targeting me as some malicious, evil supervillain. If he had told this story objectively and told the story without vilifying me, regardless, we're still making this right. But in my opinion, that's where it got twisted.
I don't think it will be.
Hurt the
She'll
most.
still be making it.
Dude.
Yeah, when part of the video.
I'm sitting in the seat solely because of my fans. I love them. I'll take any picture you want, unless I'm at dinner. That's my one rule. I'll take any picture you want.
Now you better get your ass up. You better wipe your face and get up. That might be the rule.
I'll listen to the feedback. I'll see it. I want to put smiles on you guys' faces.
You're
Why I do what I
creative.
do. I love being able to come on these platforms and express myself every week. And it fucking hurts that mission statement that I've had since I was 8 fucking years old posting online was tainted by this dude who had an agenda, who is normally very good at his job, but had an agenda.
I think this is sadly the only direction you could take. Take this really fucking hard on the chin. Learn from your mistakes. Learn that you have to.
I mean, George, we did.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So
Still doing
it's
it.
it's
Still
kind of
doing
like the
it.
Johnny Depp thing. Like he had to kind of eat shit for a long time until the truth came out. And so right now you have to go into this.
ก่อนไปที่ตัว
either
โจนี่
war,
เด็บมา
but regardless, the jury is the audience.
sure
And so I'm trying to bridge that way to show your reality. And your reality is the same dude that would turn to me and drop a $500,000 deal with somebody because he goes, I don't eat fast food. I'm not promoting fast food. So if you were money hungry, you wouldn't give a fuck if it was hurting anybody. You would take the money.
Dog. It is shocking to me that motherfuckers think I'm out here in Puerto Rico with a cork board, tax, string, graphic images, going, here's how we're gonna scam. This is how I'm gonna make my $1 million this time, motherfucker. We're gonna I'm not even
Sounds
gonna
like
do
a
it 'cause
meat. Sounds like a meat. No, it sounds like a meat
It's gonna
candy.
be
Logan Paul admits to everything coffeezilla said.
Bro, Jake, I was talking to Jake about this
มีอยู่ติดติด
over Christmas break. I'm glad I got some time to spend with my brother. And he's like, I was like, are you aware of what's happening right now? He goes, dude, I skipped past the video. He's like, I know you didn't fucking scam anyone. And I go, yeah, but like
skipping the video
everyone
and
thinks I did.
Well, this is what I see, and I could be completely wrong. Biting off more than you chew is kind of almost there, but I don't see it being complete because you're doing things that people don't do. So I don't expect you to stop doing what your nature is to do, and you want to see that new country that's not there or build that thing that's not there. The only thing that would just make a tweak of a difference is you're so creative that you're like, here's the idea, here's the process, here's the vision. Now this person's gonna do this, person's gonna do this. I'm gonna move on, and you're a creative. So all I would say is now is just like those the dev team. Pick one person that is your right hand and make sure that person is every day. If this guy shits or eats a sandwich at lunch, I want to fucking know.
I mean, George, again, we did. It's part of the reason originals
he
work
did,
so well.
Mm.
We found the guy, and he's fucking good. And we found a team that we can actually rely on to get
Trust,
things done.
most important,
And then
trust.
also that was a learning process for me because originals is a relatively easy project. I think it's easy to understand anyways, right?
Yeah.
One picture
Not
goes
easy build.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. One picture goes
So
live a day. It's a
complex.
24-hour auction. The next goes up. This thing took months to build, and there were so many delays, and I was frustrated with the build. But
Me again.
special
as is always going to be the case,
Sure,
right?
I
Because
take it.
I'm reporting directly
I
to you,
take
and you're reporting directly to
Of
me.
course. But it's
But
that's
it was
learning.
it was a learning for me in that. Fuck, dude, tech is hard. Holy fucking shit! I remember ESPN was down the one time we were trying to watch like
Thanks
one
for
of the
remembering it.
one of the biggest fights ever.
No.
What?
Tennis.
The
US Open.
US Open. ESPN was down. ESPN Plus or whatever the fuck. Jeff goes, hey, just so you know, this is ESPN. It's one of the biggest content syndication organizations in the world, and they don't even have this shit down.
But we also
and here
don't,
we
we
are.
also don't know whether it was the tech that was sending it into ESPN or was it ESPN.
The point is, tech is hard. Tech is hard. I realized that and learned that the hard way. And so yeah, I guess to kind of answer your question, I'm a lot more cognizant now of exactly how hard it is to make the stupid little visions that I have in my head come to life.
Okay, so wrapping this up for at least I think, right? For now. Because I'm just curious what else there's going to be about this, like where this goes, where the story goes, once it's been determined that there was not malintent, a scam did not take place. There was a misfire or some sort of malpractice on behalf of some of the people involved in the project who will be held accountable, and there is a plan moving forward. Does it sound like those are the four main pillars of what's happening here?
Exactly. I would say there's been a plan moving forward.
A roadmap.
Yeah. Coffeezilla happened to make this series, and
the middle of it.
And now it appears reactionary, but this has been happening. So that's where the defamation piece comes into play, which is number 5 and 6. We've given Zilla, part 4. He's probably gonna milk the shit out of this. He's probably gonna talk to more people who lost money. And that's where this also gets tricky because I'm not sure what he's fabricating or if people are genuine about what they're saying.
Wow.
Doesn't verify backgrounds or, like I said, substantiate any evidence.
doesn't believe people
probably
lost money
put people who have lost here on a pillar and highlight them. That's what I would do if I were him. I'd milk the shit out of this. And like I said, he's probably going to. He's good. He's very good. But part 6 is the more he says and the more he continues to spread this misinformation that this was any sort of
Misinformation,
scam,
huh?
the more I have for the lawsuit that I am filing. The defamation lawsuit. That is fucking happening because this is wrong.
Okay,
It's fucking wrong. And there's a reason. There's a reason he won't come on this show. And he knows it's because he can't lie to me with his chest out while sitting in front of me.
He's edited so dude
You are a scammer. You are.
Dog.
What about the people that say, like, why don't you just do it live on his
Yeah.
podcast?
I am not feeding into this anymore on his shit
Mm.
because he
No,
did not
okay.
change the course of my direction. at
Doesn't
all.
want to,
He did not
huh?
make this series. It's not changing what we have been doing and are doing
Mm.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
What he
Too
did do,
scared,
he
I
did got me
guess.
to speak about it. and I'm actually grateful for that.
I was about to say, this is kind of like a good light because now
I'm actually grateful for that.
Yeah.
I do thank coffeezilla for shining a light on what even he highlighted and made in his years worth of research and 3-part series.
Thinking and
That
threatening
situation is
too.
so fucked, so beyond fucked,
confusing.
to make an entire documentary out of it. In fact, he did. But now I'm in a place where I actually do have to thank him for shining light on this. He just messed up by pointing the finger 100% at me and saying that there was any sort of fraud. or scam
Okay,
taking place intentionally. Not even taking place intentionally, just taking place on my behalf.
Why'd you block him on Twitter?
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little
Block
fucking noise.
him.
It bothers me. He won. He got to me, bro. He's the most formidable opponent.
Blocking him
You guys-
too?
you guys
What?
know it. He's
Very smart.
He's very smart. He manipulates and twists the truth just the way he wants to get his people to believe a certain thing. He's good.
I think-
it's marketing
Same
in a
time.
way, hiding behind the veil of I don't
Okay.
make money off this platform. I'm doing God's work. I'm doing justice. By the way, go sign up to my Patreon. Go join my Patreon. We're gonna see the behind the scenes of my $10 million studio. $10 million.
I don't think I ever said that.
You got $10 million? Where did that money come from? I don't think so. Hal.
How
I
about
think you
him?
might be saying that sarcastically.
Or you rented it.
So you're saying he embellished or like rounded up?
No,
a
I think he
number?
just says it sarcastically. It's like a joke.
But it's in his descriptions on his Patreon, which I joined. He kicked me off though.
He refunded him. He refunded his money.
It's actually funny. He kicked me off, and he had a couple of zingers on Twitter. He kicked me off. It was like, who knows where that money came from?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. You got washed.
He
You've been getting
smoked me. He
washed.
smoked me.
Washed
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter.
I'm telling you, he's
But
fucking
also-
good. He's a very formidable opponent.
he's
If
good.
I were him and I didn't like me in the same way that he doesn't like me, and also realizes how much he can
Okay.
gain from putting me in his thumbnail and his title, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Okay, question, and just to bring this up because I think it's a good transition point. Regardless of how strong his point was, or some of the points he made, or how he was able to spin it, whatever you want to say, or
How
whoever wants
about
to
the
say it,
Everest
there
guy
is
who
always
lose money?
and will always be an army that is ready for Logan Paul to make a minor mistake. Now, it was so
Please don't mind that
timely
mistake.
and convenient that the 3-part series dropped when you were already boiling in an unholy baptism of shit because of what you had said on the show before it.
Let me tell you
And so
something.
I want to
Victim
continue
Andy
this a little
again.
bit
Look at this guy.
and get
And
ready
to quote
because,
Logan Paul, present thyself.
because yeah,
I want to.
This is another elegant part. Yes, I was in the hospital.